Hi, I'm Rochelle Gilmore, the founder, owner and manager of the very successful Wiggle High5 team, and we're here on the beautiful island of Mallorca at my favourite place, which is the Lighthouse, but unfortunately with some very sad news. Wiggle High5 will not be registering a team ahead of the 2019 season. I'd love to share with you some of our past history over the 6 years. We've had some fabulous moments, we've had some great times, and also talk a little bit about why we won't be registering and also what's next for Rochelle Gilmore and women's cycling. Well, the idea of founding a women's cycling team was to make the most professional environment possible for the athletes who were. They were professional in every sense of the word. They just needed an environment that also was. So that's the challenge and what really I wanted to achieve with the women's cycling team. Well, back in 2012, when I was founding the team for the 2013 season, we only had 2 staff members. If you compare that to now, we have 14 full-time staff members, as well as our additional day-pay staff. We had 13 athletes back then, now we have 17 who are all paid athletes. We have 26 vehicles in our fleet. Athletes have up to 5 bikes each, so they have their race bike, training bike, spare bike and a time trial bike, and then some athletes 2 time trial bikes. So we're looking up around 100 bikes from our sponsors. For the 2013, since then, we've tripled our budget. We're paying some of the riders 6 figures, and we also have, over €1 million in staff and rider salaries alone. So there's been a huge development. Women's cycling is relatively new, but where it's come in 6 years since the first registration of Wiggle High5 is truly amazing. And a lot of the other teams have reached the level or even surpassed the level of the team. For me, the satisfying thing is having started that level of professionalism. So it was a team effort, and I think it's a combination of one person like myself having a vision and fighting day and night for it, but then also getting the motivation of the athletes and the staff and all of the sponsors right behind that, and we achieved some pretty special things. For me, it's satisfying to win, but when I feel about what I like most about being the owner of the Wiggle High5 team, it was those moments where I sat back and saw my athletes happy, enjoying their life, living their dream, comfortable in their environment, just having a laugh over dinner. That really internally gave me happiness. It's a different type of happiness to seeing a bike rider win a race, but when it comes to internal happiness, it's just seeing my athletes and staff like a family and having fun. I talk about how great the past 6 years have been, and they have been absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, I've personally not ever in my life had time out of anything. Being a professional athlete, as soon as you win or lose a race, I think within 5 minutes you're thinking about the next one and you're targeting it and you're planning and you're training and coaching and analysing data, and I slipped straight into being the owner and manager of a women's cycling team, and for the past 6 years I haven't had an evening or a day without having to answer phone calls and emails on the spot. So I'm really looking forward to having at least 1 or 2 months after this season to just not having the responsibility of needing to be on call 24/7 for over 30 people. It's going to be a new feeling for me. Maybe spend some time with family and friends, do things that I haven't done before. I've never been to a wedding, I've never been able to have a relationship. I'm on the road all the time, so for the immediate future I'm not sure what that holds, but there is some really big plans. Am I tired of women's cycling? Never. I couldn't live without women's cycling. It's in my blood, it's my passion, it's all I ever think about. And not just women's cycling as in the racing, but every single aspect of it, the development of it. Obviously I'm very involved with the UCI commissions and the development of the Women's World Tour that was a fantastic thing to see come to fruition, and this is going to be something that I'm committed to for the next 4 years in the development of women's cycling. I'm not walking away from women's cycling because I don't think I could live without it. Thank you to all of the athletes, staff, the partners, and especially the fans that got behind the team when we registered back in 2013, all the way through that 6 years. It's been fantastic, and we couldn't have done it without each other. We did it together. We had a very, very special team, and I'd like to thank you all for being involved and being behind us, and I look forward to seeing you soon in women's cycling.